So did anybody try it, or did you do one of them,
Yeah.
Cynthia? Which
Yeah,
one
I
did
did
you
one
do?
of them.
What did you get for an answer?
Same.
I don't know if it's right, but I got 71.659 and then a whole bunch of numbers after that.
How did you do it?
I did, well, the equation that was set up was like a parentheses D and then another parentheses 5 and then another parentheses minus D and then parentheses 4.9, then another parentheses, and then all over 5 minus 4.9.
What do you guys think, class? Does that seem like a reasonable approach?
Yeah, that's kind of what I did, except for I put like y1, but I
Yeah.
did the second interval. But I think I got like 31.
Okay, so I think we should all try it again to see if we can come up with, and maybe half of us do the first interval and half of us do the second interval, D at 5 minus D. And you're right, on your calculator, you're really doing Y1, aren't you?
Yeah, I did the same thing. I just wrote it out like that, and then in my calculator I put y1.
And so I want us all to do it again because there's a big difference between 70 something and 30 something. So let's see if we can't all arrive at an answer.
I got 0.
You got 0? Okay. Well, I'm doing it too.
I
So I
got
want
0.
you guys to.
I don't know if I did it wrong.
We're about to see.
For some reason, I got negative 827.
Okay. Like we got lots of answers. We'll get there real quick. I just want to get an answer for me too, so that I can see what I think is right. Probably the errors are in parentheses and things like that, because usually it's something silly like that. Okay. For the second one, and I'm taking this right off my calculator, I got 27.888. No, 0.2888. I haven't done the first one yet. I'm doing it now. For the first one, I got 27.979. Can anybody confirm either of those? And since there were so many different numbers, I'm going to suggest that I show you how to do it again.
Mr. Heffron, I got the same thing for the second one.
Okay, that's good. So we have confidence that maybe that's right, but just Caleb and I having it right isn't good enough.
I keep getting 0.
You keep
so
saying, okay.
I don't know if I have like my settings wrong or if I'm like writing this wrong.
So first things first, I want you to check to see if you're in Radian mode. Are you in Radian mode, Betsy?
Yes.
You can do that, but okay, great. So once we've got that figured out, when you go to y equals, do you have 80 plus 3 cosine? No, 30. Is it 30 or 3? 30.
It's 30.
Yep. 30 cosine pi divided by 3. And now I'm going to put an x in here, Betsy. Did you put in a 5?
Yes.
Okay, so if you put in a 5, that means it's always 5, and you can't put things in like 4.99 and 4.9.
Okay.
In the equation editor, we have to have a variable.
Okay.
And so now once we've got that in there, I'm going to look at just the rise. First, I'm going to find just the rise. So alpha trace y1 at 5 minus alpha trace y at parentheses 4.99. I'm going to close my parentheses and get an answer. That is just the rise. But sometimes, like if you try to do it all in one, there's just more room for error. So now I want everybody to see this because this is kind of a calculator trick. I want you to go store. Does everybody see this store button? If you hit store and then alpha A, that means that you now have that 0.2728873. That is stored as your rise. Now we can go 5 minus 4.99 and get 0.01. And now if we want to divide our rise by our run, we could go alpha A, that's really just that 0.27 number, divided by, I could arrow up and just hit enter. So I'm going to divide my rise by my run, and I'm going to get that 27.2887 number. Martin, have you been able to like confirm some of these 27 numbers now?
Yeah, I got 27 now.
Perfect. Okay. So that, do you notice how close these numbers are to each other? 27.98 is pretty close to 27.28, but not exact. Caleb, which one of these numbers is a better estimate of the IROC, do you think?
I think it's going to be the second one in blue, just because 4.99 is closer to 5 than 4.9.
You're right. This is a better estimate of IROC because the interval is smaller. So I'm closer to t equals 5, which is the IROC I really want. So now this is a question for everybody. Are you feeling better, Martha, Tanya, Mario, people that haven't jumped in yet? Paul, Lalo, Buddy, Juan Escamilla. Do you feel like, oh, okay, I'm in a better place now, or no, I still have no idea what's going on? Tell me kind of where you're at so that I know how to move on. And the other thing somebody needs to tell me is, oh, 10:15, okay. So we've got just a little bit of time left. This is what I want you to look at then. As you look at the rest of the assignment, where do you have the most worry? Oh gosh, if we spent 3 more minutes talking about this other problem, that would make me feel good. Where would that time be spent?
In the second problem that you're showing on the screen.
Okay, tell me which part of it, Cynthia.
I'm not sure if I did part A right. I got a little confused when I approached t equals 9.5, and when I did Yeah, and when I did the change of y over change of x, I got 3.476 and then a whole bunch of numbers after that. So I don't know if I did it right or not.
Okay, so how did you do it? How did you find the change in y at, well, let's see, 0.95 is halfway between 0.9 and 1.0, isn't it?
Yeah.
So what did you do to find your change in y or your rise?
So, I had to find the number that was in the middle between 4.16 and 2.63, and I divided it by 2. I don't know if that was like the right move. And then I did the same for 2.52 and 2.0,
Okay.
and I got the change of 2.26. And then
So-
I did the same thing for in the middle between 0.8 and 1.1. And
You're
I
making
got,
this way more complicated, Cynthia.
yeah, I don't
But
think
I
I
like your approach. Like, it's logical. I'm going to draw myself a little picture here. When time is 0.9, the y value is 2.63. Does that make sense from your table?
yeah.
And when the x value is 1, your y value is 2.0. If my graph kind of just connected between these in a nice smooth way, like I've drawn in blue, where is 0.95 compared to 0.9 and 1.0?
Wait, sorry, can you repeat it?
Yeah, where does t equals 0.95 go in the picture that I have here?
Oh, right in the middle.
Right in the middle. So we're really looking for the IROC right there. So if I were to draw up my little line here, I want the exact tangent at 0.95. Can you see, Cynthia, how similar that slope is to the green average rate of change I'm drawing between the two red dots? One
Yeah.
at 0.9 comma 2.63 and the other at 1.0 comma 2.0.
Yeah.
So really, this green AROC is about the same as the red IROC. And so if we ever want to estimate an IROC, we're just going to use the values that are really close and on either side of the ones I want.
Oh, okay, okay.
So this is for everybody. If I'm looking for t equals 0.3, where does that go on our drawing or our table?
Mister, does this class end at 15 or does the other one start at 15?
I think this one, wait a minute. Let me look at I thought I was going over by just 2 minutes, but let me look. Oh crap. The other one starts at 10:15. Okay, yeah. So we have 2 minutes to get to where we're going. You should go. Thank you. Was it you, Tanya, that spoke up?
Yeah.
Thank you, Tanya. I really appreciate it. Anyway, like you should go, but you should come to office hours and we can keep going. What I wanted you to see though, Cynthia, was 0.2 is on one side of 0.3 and 0.4 is on the other side of 0.3. So you would do the same process we just did on either side of 0.3 instead of on either side of 0.95.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Say goodbye to everybody. Say Heffron, stop going over, and maybe eventually I will.
Bye, mister. Thank
Bye,
you.
guys.
Bye, mister. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, mister.
Bye,
Bye,
guys.
mister.
Hey, mister.
Bye, Alondra.
Bye, Heffron. Have a good day.
You guys too. You too, Fernanda. You too, Juan. You too, Ruben.